You're listening to today's inspirational message on the Proverbs with Kurt Bjorklund.
Proverbs 11:22 is one of the better known Proverbs. It says, like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman who shows no discretion. And there's a couple ways that we could approach this. We could talk about how there's a shallowness to prioritizing beauty to discretion, how men are guilty of this because they'll value the appearance of a woman over her wisdom and discretion, how women can be guilty of this and how they'll spend more time on their appearance than their character. And it's interesting that this speaks about a woman. You may say, well, is this a part of the sexist language of antiquity or what's going on? But I think that there's something else going on here, and it's warning against the danger of over-prioritizing beauty, over-prioritizing sexuality. Tim Keller writes about this verse. He says, our culture has found a way to both undervalue and overvalue sex at the same time. By treating sex as just an appetite or a commodity, that can be had without lifelong commitment. It undervalues sex, but it also overvalues it. This satirical proverb begins with the picture of a beautiful gold ring. It's so lovely that you want to take hold of it. But if you don't notice that it's connected to a pig covered in mud and slop, suddenly you will have a mess in your lap. You reach for something beautiful and you got a pile of filth. You ask, what fool would do that? But the sage is saying, if you enter into a relationship with someone who's physically and superficially attractive and polished, but who is selfish and immature and cruel, it is you who are the fool. Only an idiot would let a gold ring obscure the fact that it is a pig. Only a fool counts outer beauty as more important than inward character. And many people have missed the true beauty of Jesus because outwardly he wasn't much to look at, according to Isaiah 53. Men especially tend to evaluate women on their looks. Hence this metaphor. Today, we consider how this harms everyone. It damages relationships between the genders. Women see clearly how men react to beauty, and rightly it lowers their respect for men. Also, it distorts women's self-images and lives. It's difficult for them not to overvalue thinness and shapeliness, high cheekbones and great skin. It's a huge temptation for women to say, why should I care about my character when everyone else, especially men and women, is evaluating me primarily on my looks? And then he adds this, addiction to beauty fuels the pornography industry, which confirms men in their delusion that only young and beautiful women are sexually alluring. Pornography also gives men a way to get quick sexual pleasure without the messy, frightening work of building a real relationship with someone. Finally, many men fail to see the wonderful prospective spouses, women who would be absolutely terrific partners, right under their noses. They're screened out for not being as good looking as the pictures in porn. The idolatry of beauty is ruining us individually and as a society. I think his assessment is spot on. And so there's a danger of shallowness that says, I'm going to choose beauty and not understand that there is something much greater that is important. And if I were to finish this proverb, there's, again, a lot of this danger language and that. But then it says, verse 29, whoever troubles his own house will inherit the wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise of heart. And this is really talking about this idea of somebody not paying attention to their own house, but being so outward focused. And this fits into the shallowness theme again, where you say, I'm so concerned about how other people see me and my success and my status that I don't pay attention to my home and the most important relationships. And he says it's like inheriting the wind. And so there's a shallow danger in the way that we assess ourselves and others, in the way that they look, and in how we prioritize our home. And so let me ask you today, how are you doing with prioritizing character over beauty and prioritizing your home over some acclaim, some shallow acclaim that might come out in the world by a greater investment there? Wisdom says, I will choose to see the danger that the sage here is warning us about, much like the child again, whose parent warns them of danger, you come to see the danger and understand it intuitively and walk past it when you assimilate God's word into your way of thinking.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.